Farms him and says, "Hey,
This
is this
isn't
a
a
date?"
date.
What the hell, dude?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, so he says, he goes, this guy's like, and it read like you were annoyed that I would have the audacity to say hello. We have 2 minutes. And he said, that's the way I perceived it, so that's what I meant in expressing that okay message. He goes, listen, don't want to pick a fight. You were on my mind as a result of a post I saw pass through my radar, and so just wanted to say hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello.
That's
I
it.
mean, just say.
Listen,
Like, I didn't know what he meant.
there's a lot of. Let me tell
I
you.
can't take this. No, it's very southern. Like, I like someone to say, I don't like you. I like you. Or I want to be with you. Or I want to hang out. Like, just be clear. There's no.
They don't have the courage.
Well, that's what it is. I mean, I just need
A lot of the guys don't have the courage.
Oh, God.
They don't have it.
So.
We should bring that up.
Yeah. Gosh. So I'm just going to share. I'm going to share my videos now. Share to a page. And then we're going to be ready to go.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this is not good. You can't have the air condition be broken when you're 50, when there's a 50-year-old woman in the room. This is not good. I'm already sweating. 1 minute. We're going. Oh, we got to put on these things. Okay. All right, kids. All right. I knew this was going to be easy.
Good.
It's so good when it's nice and easy. Last week I had Brian Scott he was former Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, we had a blast. So fun, you know. I brought up Tom Brady a little bit. Oh God. Okay, the bottom line is we need courage, people. Courage. It's okay. Just say it like it is.
Yes.
Just whatever. Be courageous.
Be yourself.
That's right.
Okay, be upfront.
Be yourself.
Say what's on your mind.
That's right.
You know?
Speak up.
Can't hurt you.
Speak up or forever hold your peace.
Yes. Or forever get no peace.
I know. Ooh, girl, you shining like a Fifth Avenue diamond.
And they don't make you like they used to. You're never going out of style. This is the Just Steph Show. I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Italian Boston girl moved south who shows you how to enjoy life. Right here on Love 860. Every Thursday, 11 a.m.
And featuring Living Atlanta. Steffi, you're so classic. Hey, this is Steph Palermo, and it's the Just Steph Show. Everybody has two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. We are second lifers. We're empty nesters, newly single, and those starting over age 3. Your healthy, happy, hip years are just beginning. The bat phone is connected, so give me a buzz to chat today, 404-355-8699. Tell me what's going on in your life. I want to hear from you. You can also contact us on Facebook, and we'll try and get to your questions as well. And I have, oh my gosh, back in the studio, Billy Allen. I'm glad you're here.
You and me both.
I know.
Okay, I can't tell you how
Really?
happy I really am.
I know. We're gonna talk about that. My gosh, what is going on? This is crazy. I'm just happy he's sitting across from me. We're gonna get to that in a minute because Billy has a little journey he's gonna talk to us about. And we're gonna get healthy with Billy. But you know, what was I gonna say? So we have a great show. We're gonna talk about relationships and if it's right, if somebody is relationship ready, and so we're going to talk about that because I have a little quote from Julie Spira. She's one of the top 10 dating experts in the country. But what's going on? We have football this weekend, so we're on week 3 for college and week 2 for NFL. So here's what's going on. This is for the girls out there because I know the guys all know the shows.
Always for the girls.
Yeah, the girls need to find out what the guys are doing. Are they really at the bar eating the wings? All right, so Northern Illinois is at Nebraska. That's for my cool Nebraska guy. Notre Dame is at BC. That's for my Boston peeps. Colorado State is at Alabama. That's at 7 o'clock. LSU is at Mississippi State. That's crazy. My son's at Mississippi State. That's going to be a crazy game. They're gearing up. Georgia State is at Penn State. Samford is at Georgia at 7:30 p.m. and Clemson is at Louisville. That's for Paul Oliva. That's what's going on. That's Saturday, of course, for the girls that don't know that Saturday is college football and Sunday is NFL. You know, it takes a while to sink in. All right, so this is for my girl Laura. This is NFL. This is for a Sunday. Oh, well, tonight is Houston is at Cincinnati. Does anybody care about that game? No, that's what I hear. Arizona on Sunday is at Indianapolis at 1. Tom Brady's on at 1 o'clock. They're in New Orleans. I'll be watching that game.
I will back you up and say go Houston. They could use a bump.
I know, really.
Go Houston.
I know, there you go. And Dallas, and I'm talking about Dallas because my BFF from Boston, her daughter, is just now a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome to watch.
Man.
Yeah, she's a beautiful girl.
She could live that up for life.
Oh, gosh, yeah. So Dallas is at Denver at 4:25. Green Bay is at the Falcons. They're here. In Atlanta at 8:30, and Monday Night Football is Detroit at New York. There's only one game on Monday night. I don't know why they have to do two. It's like ridiculous. Last week they did two. Why?
So you know where the guys are.
I know you got to keep a hold on them. So really, it's too late. All right. So what'd you do this weekend?
Well, of course, I worked at the Whisky Mistress. We were entertaining a lot of storm guests from Florida, which was really cool. Some of their stories were unbelievable. Nice. Taking 21 hours to drive up here from like West Palm or Fort Lauderdale,
right.
People running out of gas, and these folks still made it up here, brought their pets. It's funny to see people walking dogs in and out of the Ritz-Carlton and the Intercontinental, where normally there would be no dogs.
Well, thank God.
Yeah, we just worked. You know, we entertain people. Our band is onto a bunch of new stuff, and it's really cool because Atlanta is finally stepping back into live entertainment a little bit. I think they're really enjoying the mix and the music, and that mixes people very well.
It does. It's great. I love it. Well, I was at Mississippi State visiting my son this past weekend.
Nice.
So we went to a couple of really nice restaurants. It was really nice. You know, I was very surprised that Mississippi State is very close to Alabama. Mm-hmm. But I have to say, like, you know, I've driven from Boston to Atlanta a couple times this year, and there's beautiful rolling hills through Virginia. There's cattle. It's real pretty. You go to Mississippi, I was like, there's nothing going on but the rent.
Yeah.
There's nothing going on. And like, we're in this little one-lane place. I said, there's 25 people in the town, and they're all on the road. I was like, oh my gosh, we couldn't walk. I was like, why is this taking so long? But it was ridiculous. But no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So I got to see my son, and we did that. And then Sunday, I went to Huey Louie's for the Kenny's kickoff crew to watch the Falcons, and then came home and whatever and chilled out. So, but yeah, so it's just been, you know, kind of crazy of trying to see my son and all that. So I want to talk about, okay, so let's talk about your journey. You just recently had open heart surgery.
I had some major open heart surgery. It came out of nowhere. I had pneumonia back in December. I hadn't been sick in 25 years. And I thought I was still suffering from lung procedures and just couldn't get it together physically. Walking my dog one day, gave up, made an appointment, went to the cardiologist, and the next thing I know, they're pulling up a wheelchair, telling me that I'm running on 15% of my total capacity. Yeah. And 2 valve replacements, 2 artery replacements, like 7-8 hours, heart out of body, open heart surgery. It was crazy. But my doctor, Richard Myung, out of Kennesaw Hospital, was a magician and saved my life. Just saved my life. My life has totally changed. Of course, like the testimony you would expect, but I feel so much better. You know,
right.
And I see things differently. It's kind of like a musician like Eric Clapton that stayed high half his life, gave it all up, and now he said he sounds better than ever.
Well, that doesn't go for me in karaoke. I usually sound better with a few drinks.
Well, just
and everybody thinks so too. But no, so how? I mean, I want to ask you this, and you can just say, okay, you can just sort of skim over. But what do you see that you did in your life up to this point that would have contributed to the heart problems, and then what changes did you make going forward?
Honestly, you know, I exercised most all my life. My brother, sister, my father, all very athletic people. But you know, I don't know. I really don't know. You know, they couldn't quite figure out how, with doing all the exercise and things that I did, that I could have clogged arteries. I could have, but you know, really, diet has something to do with it.
Right.
Simple pleasure like alcohol can have something to do with
Right.
it. You know, it just depends on how it all hits your body.
Right.
Some people's bodies can metabolize and just keep on going, and some can't. And being the only person in my family ever been sick, I'm the one that I'm the one that got it.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I just you know, and it came quick. It came really
Did you have
quick.
high blood pressure and high cholesterol?
I had atrial flutter in the year 2000. They corrected it with atrial fib in 2000. Then in 2008, I had flutter, which is a spastic heartbeat, and I had to have a catheter. Went up and burnt my electrical circuit, and everything was fine for years.
Right.
And I just continued on. But you know, stress can do it. And of course, your favorite topic, relationships can do
Right.
it. You know,
Absolutely.
thank God I'm married. My wife has stuck by me through thick and thin and took care of me to ensure that I'm sitting here talking to you.
Right. God bless.
So, you know, healthy, happy relationships in life have a lot to do with it. You know, life's short and days are short. And, you know, my prescription is to definitely take care of yourself and don't neglect, you know, looking into yourself every now and then. Don't be afraid, because the end result can really prolong and can really put years back on your life, just like it's done for me.
So what are you eating now for a diet? Because I think diet is 80% of it.
Well, oh, no doubt. I am prescribed for the next 10 months to come 2,000 milligrams or less of salt a day, which makes me the balsamic vinegar kid, you
Yeah.
know, or the lemon guy.
Right.
I don't eat red meat. I didn't really eat too much before, but I don't eat red meat anymore. I live on protein, vegetables, raw vegetables mainly, a lot of chicken, some fish.
Right.
Not very big meals, you know. The salt can kill you. You know, that's one thing that people don't understand, and don't think that medicine that takes your blood pressure down or things of that nature allow you to go back and just live the way you were living, because they don't.
Right.
And that's a big mistake people make. You know, you get to a point to where, okay, I'm either going to live this way or I'm not.
Right. It's a
You
lifestyle.
know, like I
change.
was telling you this morning, you can't walk in the wing factory and say, hey, I'll have one wing, you know, half
Right.
buffalo and half lemon pepper and one French fry, and think, you know, because that's just going to lead to a landslide.
Right.
It's kind of like an alcoholic saying, you know what, I'm thirsty. I think I'll just have 2 drinks today. And then the next thing you know, he's back in his meeting saying, I'm sorry.
Right.
You can't do it. You just
Right.
can't. You got to live one way or the other. But
I think food is I think food is, if you're addicted to food, I think it's the toughest addiction, because you can't, like, you can live without alcohol, you can survive without alcohol.
Easily.
You can live without drugs, you can live with
Easily.
all that. But with the food, you have to learn how to have a good, healthy relationship with food and yourself.
Most people consider food their comfort zone, and they all have their choices. And when they're depressed, or when they're, you know, when they're worried, or when, you know, things are loading up on them, a lot of people will just sit down and do it. Some excessively, to the point of becoming unhealthy.
Right.
But you know, there's a way around it all. You know, I mean, you know, how many times did your dad tell you everything in moderation?
Right.
Okay, just living a normal life. This conversation is not to panic anyone. It's just to kind of make you aware that moderation is really a key factor. And then if you do have anything that's going on that you might want to question, don't. Go take a look at it, see where it's at, you know, so you can be sitting here like I am.
Right.
You know, I'm living proof that the big guy upstairs is here. I can tell you that much
Right.
right now, and I'm thankful every day.
God bless. I'm glad you're here.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I mean, really, and it just makes such a difference. I mean, I lost my uncle in April to a massive heart attack, and it came out of nowhere, and 70 years old, young, vibrant,
Yeah.
had gone out to dinner with my aunt that night for their anniversary.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, medicine's such a pain in the neck. You have to deal with. Insurance can be a problem for so many people, but I tell you, you know, as far as problems go, those are 2 areas that you need in your lifetime. You need to be happy. You need to be successful, whatever level of that is for you. And it's just, you got to take care of yourself. You know, the comb of the creed, the Old Testament, New Testament, they all have one agreeable factor in all of them, and that's when the big guy's saying, hey, before you can manage anyone else's life or be productive or do things, you got to manage your own.
That's right.
Okay, you got to lead by example. So you got to do the right things.
I agree. I definitely agree, and I think just by being happy
Oh yeah.
and taking and being happy with you and who you are in your own skin, and I know from my own journey that's been a rough one, but
Can be.
It is, and for food for me, you know, I grew up Sicilian. Everything we did was around food. And it was actually, it didn't matter what kind of crazy stuff was going on in my house and what kind of screaming and yelling. We sat down to eat, so the food has always been the happy place for me.
My most comfortable spot for the last 18 years outside being with my wife, most of the time that is, was sitting at a table with Sammy Jimenez at Hal's. You know, we'd sit and talk for an hour and a half and catch up. We were good friends a long time. And,
That's right.
You know, Mr. Howe come by and say, hey, Billy, you know, how's everything go? How's the groceries, Billy?
Yeah.
You know, and I'd be sitting there about to eat a big steak and everything, and as soon as we would sit there, have a glass of wine, and I'd stay so comfortable I was the last guy to leave. You know, but that was my zone. You know, now unfortunately I have to get back to see those guys because I love them so much. But you know,
No butter on the chicken.
I'll be eating the chopped salad.
Right. And no dressing.
And, and dry chicken and pasta with just a spoonful.
I know. It's crazy. You save those once in a while meals for maybe a holiday or something.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on a little bit. We're going to talk about is he or she relationship material, and this is dating advice for second lifers, and it's the Just Steph rules of dating. You wanna be mine. All right, so I pulled up this article, but I know that you and I can come up with our own list.
I'm
here,
sure.
You know, if whether or not somebody is relationship material. But I do want to give some kudos to Julie Spira. I got this on her emails that she sends out, and she's a dating expert out of LA. And you know, she said number one is they still love their ex. Well, that goes on. I'm like, what? I'm like, yeah, you know, it says that, you know, if they're stalking them on Facebook and all of that, they're not ready to be, and they're on social media, they're not ready to be in a relationship with you. But, you know, that is so, I mean, that's got to be so par. I mean.
I would look at that as if to say the person stalking is not comfortable in their own skin, and possibly went out with someone new or two and, you know, didn't really feel it. So the first thing they do is think, uh-oh, I made a mistake. I got to go back to so-and-so.
Right.
You know, I'm going to give them a call. I'm going to
Right.
send them a text.
Right.
See how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you're out for a reason. You know, you're out for a reason. So,
Right.
yeah, I
I
don't know
agree.
about the ex thing.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I've never
crazy.
seen that work. You know,
Well,
when they've been gone, divorced, separated, broken up, I've never seen them go back and have it right.
I mean, I agree. I mean, I know Susan, my girlfriend Susan, though, they were broken up for a little bit. Now they're getting married. So.
Well, broken up for a little bit. Okay?
Yeah.
But when you've been in a commitment, like when you've been married to somebody, you get divorced. You know, you get divorced for reasons, and you know, you see each other and you reminisce, and of course, there's always going to be a little emotion or sentiment in it. You know, if it wasn't too bad.
Right.
But you know, it's just not really. It's not what most people do. Some people do work back. Some people do seek counseling.
Right.
Some people do get it back together.
But everybody has to work. It's a lot of hard work.
But you can't keep the cell phone on secret code, and you can't
Yeah.
go back to the Facebook, and you can't be looking people up to just, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like the alcoholic goes dry for 2 years, and then, you know, he gets out of his last rehab, and the first thing he does is stop by the bar to say hi to his old friends.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No.
You just got to move on, you know,
Right.
and find something that's, you know, that's for
Well,
you.
I think in that in-between stage, it's a good time to work on yourself. But another one,
Big time.
They still live at home. Well, you know what? I was talking to a guy, this is back a while ago when I was on the dating apps, and he goes, I said, hey, what are you doing? He was like 50 years old, and he's like, oh, I'm going to the game with my roommate. I go, you got a roommate? This ain't gonna work for me. What are we gonna do, have, coffee together? All of us?
Roommate.
Yeah, that's not happening at 50. That's not happening. I just, if you can't be in an apartment like this.
We're from generations where as soon as you could, you got out of the house and you started living. I had roommates when I was younger, up to about no more than like 23 or 4. And then, I wanted my own life. I wanted
Right.
a relationship. I wanted to be able to bring somebody home and not have stuff
Yeah.
on the counter. Or,
Right.
the doors are saying, yeah, I didn't,
Yeah.
that's, some people go back to their families. There are reasons for people to go back home. If they're taking care of somebody or, something really bad happened to them, they got to seek refuge somewhere. So, your
Right.
family's always there to take care of you, but not where relationships are
I'm
concerned.
going to say something. The Italian boys love to go home to their mothers because they're going to get like their macaroni on Sunday.
Absolutely.
And their meatballs.
Come on.
And the mother's yelling. It's just like what happened with in Goodfellas, where the mother says to Joe Pesci, "Why don't you get a nice girl and take her home?" He's like, "I do, Ma, every night." It's crazy. But it says here too, like they're party animals. Like I just think, it's always fun to go out and have a good time. But if they're like out with the boys like every night, and it's not gonna work.
Well, if you're speaking solely about guys, it can't work.
Well,
Because
girls too.
They fall. Girls have a little bit of grace, though. They've always have. Girls can go out together and have a great time and do their thing. Every night. I think guys are more susceptible to that. I think guys do it a little more than girls do. Especially in my business. Bartending, waitresses, they all, they get up somewhere after work. And hang out for a while, and then they go home. They get up the next day, do the same thing. It's a weird life because the hours are so strange. But
Right.
guys
Vampire
have a
hours.
tendency, to, I love you fellas. We're all fraternal, but we can't help it. We can't close our mouths. We can't keep secrets. We
Right.
can't, you talk about things, and when they get back to the date or when they get back to the girlfriend or the wife, for God forbid,
Yeah.
it just creates.
It's a problem.
Those are reasons you don't go back.
Right. Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I think that if you're not, sometimes when you come out of a divorce or something, you need a little space to kind of, sow your oats, and do your thing and run around and do your thing. But
Listen.
then eventually it's like,
That's the sporting end of it.
yeah.
Okay, being out, having a choice. And I think one of the things you can find from that is, for some people, the grass is not always greener on the other side.
Right.
They get out there and they get into something else and it's bad or worse or it just didn't work right. So they go back to, they think, well, it wasn't that bad.
Right.
Maybe I should go back, and maybe if I try harder to make him or her happy, and I just live with it, things will get better. But I don't suggest that either. I suggest working on yourself, getting yourself strong mentally and physically, and you grab people's attention like that. When you become independent, people, it's not that they can't stand you, but when you're independent, you arouse people's curiosity. You make them nervous. How are you? Oh, I'm great. Really? Well,
I know, it's sort of like that conversation I was talking about today.
Yeah.
You answer the question, you're like, what, what's going on? You're like,
Why would I not be doing well?
Whatever. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like crazy.
Exactly.
But here's a good one, and I think that people really need to hear this. They let you know they're not ready. So if somebody uses the words, "I don't want to be in a relationship," take them on the word.
No, thank them.
Oh, yeah, I know. There you go. That's even better. Thank you for being honest.
Yes, thank them. Absolutely.
Thank you, because if they don't want to be in a relationship, the problem that I've had is I've heard the opposite, and then they do the opposite. They tell you they want, oh, I'm looking for one girl, I want to be in the relationship, and then they're not breaking their dates from Match because they don't want to be known as the date breaker. I'm like, what?
Yeah, it's okay to socialize with guys and girls. I grew up, riding around in a station wagon with 3 or 4 girls and 2 or 3 guys, and we stayed close friends for the longest time. They come see my band play every now and then on the weekends if there's a class reunion. It's just like we never left each other, but we
Right.
were all just friends.
Right.
And even the ones that you took to homecoming or had a date or 2 with or something like that, it's cool to have friends,
Right.
guy and girlfriends, because it's balanced.
Right.
I think it's very cool. But when don't get out there if you're not ready to get out there.
Right.
Yeah, and
Just
don't
know
worry
yourself.
about it. And do not worry about it, do anything to improve the quality of your life one day at a time.
Well, and the funny thing is as soon as you don't care, you find somebody. I mean, as soon as you're like, well, whatever, this isn't working, I'm just going to do my thing.
That's
I'm
it.
just going to go out and have a good time, and then all of a sudden, Mr. Right walks in. Or,
Hey,
Mrs. Right.
let me tell you. Well, first, you never know. Nothing should be so strong in your life to make you feel insecure, to make you, what I mean. You got to have you got to have confidence, and you got to have a little bit of self-control. And I'm telling you, that arouses more curiosity in people than anything. Being independent and telling someone you're happy. It's almost like they can't stand it. They got to know.
It's like my grandmother. She's not happy. She wasn't happy unless somebody was suffering. Oh my God! So and so broke their leg.
Yeah, I mean, people come up to you, and we all can't help it. We're trying to stay busy and do the right things, and someone comes up to you and, says hi that you haven't seen in a long time, and not necessarily your date or ex-date. And, the first words out of their mouth are, well, you're not going to believe what happened. And you look at them and you go, well, maybe I can.
Yeah, no kidding.
Stand up, pull your big girl, big boy pants up, okay?
Yeah, there you go.
God made sloped shoulders, so you know what just rolls right off.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay?
That's right. You gotta have a little Teflon skin.
You got it.
I'm not good at that. Like I always had like such a. I've gotten better. I've gotten better because you sort of seen things happen. Oh, hi, Billy, this is so-and-so. Oh, hi, Billy, this is... It was like 51st dates.
Hey, that's working the game, though. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's just working the game. And if you're old school and you come from a family, listen, my family, your family, we're meant to be family.
Right.
Okay? And so when you grow up, you have a family, things go wrong, it changes, you got divorced, I got divorced, you have kids, I've got a son.
Right.
And your initial reaction is, oh my God, I just wanted to put that circle back together. I want that to be, I want my kids to have that.
Right.
I want that feeling again, and I want all those things. Well, it comes differently. If you force it, you'll never get there.
Oh, no kidding.
Nah,
Absolutely.
you'll never get there.
I agree. And I think, for my kids anyway, they have a dad that loves them and takes care of them. And they don't need a dad.
My folks got divorced when I was 5 years old, and that didn't happen. My father was Jewish and still lives with me, 92, go Pop.
He's the
And
cutest.
my mom passed away a couple of years ago.
Sorry.
She was Catholic and beautiful, and my best friend, first woman I ever fell in love with. And they got divorced when I was a kid. But it never failed. My father was there on Friday afternoon looking at his watch going, hurry up, because he wanted his kids.
Right.
And brought us back home on Sunday.
Right.
And every birthday, every Christmas, every holiday, we had two. So
Right.
we really didn't miss a whole lot of anything either.
Right.
We still had our parents. Some people aren't that fortunate.
Right.
But when you're single, after, 40 years old, 45 years old, you're thinking, God, what do I do? Some people say, like you say, they become independent and healthy. When people approach you, you say, yeah, sure, I'm great. Others really just grew up in a situation whereby they want it back. They got to have it back.
Right.
You just got to be careful getting it back.
Oh, absolutely. I think definitely with the eyes wide open and, and making sure that, I think, and here's what we were talking a little bit about before, being courageous, like having the courage to have boundaries and respect those boundaries, respect other people's boundaries, and say when something isn't working.
Definitely.
Or say what is working, like, oh, I like this, or I don't like this, or this is what I need, or you know what, I've had a rough time this week, I need a little attention, or whatever you need, whatever it is, being able to be courageous. So when, like that situation that I had today where somebody reached out to me and I said, okay, so what is behind all this? Do you want to just see how I'm doing, or are you asking me for a date? What's going on here? And it was just so, and you got mad at me. But, I happen to be I want to be clear.
Well, not being clear leaves things awkward. Body language after being with someone once, or if you get to that point, can tell you a lot. Body language, what kind of nervous is this? What's
Right.
really going on here? But, striking up the past, there's a reason it's in the past. And sometimes it takes a little more thought for you to remember why this just wasn't so. I've
Right.
known people that got married and it just did not work. And they dated 5 years before that, and the minute they got divorced, they were best friends.
Right,
But they don't think about going back and trying it again.
right.
Nah, they don't. They they find the missing link, or maybe a part of them's the missing link, and they work on that.
Right.
And they get it together. Yeah, I mean, I think everybody's got something to offer. I think there's somebody for everybody,
I agree.
And I would sincerely hope so, but don't push. You can only control what's 200 feet in front of you and 24 hours ahead.
That's it.
That's the way I
That's
see it. That's all you can do.
I agree. So take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, more Billy Allen, and this one is for the birthday peeps. Ann Baker, Jeff Rose, Brittany Shadburn, my favorite, Davia's bartender, and Darlene Lamoureux. Happy birthday, peeps.
Happy birthday.
Oh, God. Woo! It is so hot in here. It's hot as hell. Oh, my gosh. I'm sweating. I'm like, having a hot flash. God. I thought, I said, I'm too young for this. All right, so let's see what everybody's saying.
Are they?
Let's see what everybody's saying here. Okay.
Let's do.
Hi, Dia. Hi, Steph and Billy. Good to see you both.
Uh,
Carl Warren from my high school. Hi, Carl. Shirley Hansen. Hi, Shirley. Linda Bayongo from Medford. Hi, Linda. Christopher Holder.
Hey, that's CJ from the Whisky Mistress.
Oh, that's you,
what
CJ.
Up, CJ.
Dick Sharkey. Hi, Dick. Rick Bentel. Hi, George West. Hey, Donna Lynn. Hey,
Donna
kids.
Lynn,
God
hey,
is.
sweetie.
Oh, Donna Lynn says, hey, kids. God is so good, Billy. John Davidson. Is that the John Davidson from the TV?
Hey, John Davidson, especially if you're from TV.
I know. Mark Warbolowski. Oh, Jimmy. Jimmy Clower.
Jimmy Klauber, my one and only,
Now
my
look
true
here.
partner and business associate and first cousin. We love you. I hope
And
your
it says
feet get better.
Walter returns.
Walter, what up, Walter?
Hi, Carol Ann. Hey, Michael. Jeffrey. Brian. Bobby. Chuck. Nikki, hi. Let's see. Hi, Sandra. Billy, so great to see you healthy.
Hi, Sandra.
Hi, Melissa Gaeta. Let's see. I think, is that it? That's it, I think. Okay, if I missed you, sorry.
Keep those Facebook and texts coming in. We love it.
Oh, God, it's so fun.
It is fun.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, my
That poor
gosh.
Jimmy, man.
He has
No, let
been
me
through
tell
the
you.
ringer.
Now he has nerve damage to both his feet from this operation. His left leg is dead. His left foot is dead. Like
Oh.
it swings and then flops on the ground. He has to use a walker, and now it's getting in his right foot. This guy was athletic all his life, and he's just totally flipping out. He can't go anywhere, can't do anything. Still working with blood clots and all this kind of stuff that was, hindering him before. I love him. I feel so bad for him. It's unbelievable, unbelievable.
Jeez. Oh, he's such a good guy.
Yeah,
Such a great guy.
yeah.
So.
Which it's funny about people. I had a friend come in this weekend. And her husband, interesting, he lives for business.
Oh, are we going on? 5. Oh, we're going on. Okay, we're back. We were just getting a little crazy with our conversation. We forgot we were going back on air. All right, so Billy, you have so much going on.
I got tons going
Yeah,
on.
what-
It's all good stuff.
Yeah, well, tell us what's coming up next for the Whiskey Mistress.
Well, when you're in the nightclub business, you have to come up with ways to reinvent the wheel. There's nothing really new. If it's the little black dress, if it's ladies' night, if it's 80s night, it doesn't matter. It's all the same. So I came up with an idea to have a live feed, not really a talk show, but more like an evening show, and have a host, have a sidekick like Ed McMahon, have a music guy, and interview and tell stories. Okay, storytelling about your life, your family, your love life, your profession. The most embarrassing thing that ever happened, one of the funniest things. What your dad used to call you, or anything of that nature. And the first segment of it, the 2-hour program, is called Behind Bars, and that doesn't necessarily mean incarceration. That means that we all, the lifers of hospitality, the people that have been behind bars all their lives working, they have the most incredibly funny stories, okay, to tell and share, the things that we did you just wouldn't believe, and we're going to start those on the 26th Tuesday. The second segment is called the No Salt Diaries, and that is for people, you know, who have been through it, who have had to change their lives, kind of like myself, and just the funny things that happen. You know, when you look at the face of a guy in a restaurant, you know, and you're asking him for plain food, and they you know, one of two things happen. You know, like again, like you go to Hal's and you want something plain, they stop the truck because everything's so rich and beautiful, and they will get you whatever you want. Okay.
Absolutely.
And there are places that you go that you say, can I just get that plain? They go, oh, sorry, we already marinated it, or oh, sorry, we already chopped it up, or, you know, we did whatever. And, you know, reluctantly and very sad, like the face of a 3-year-old, I have to get up and leave.
I know.
You know, but it's all good. But the talk show, we're going to have so much fun. I'm working with two people, Johnny Perazzo and Jerry Farber, who are old icons in Atlanta.
Wow.
And, you know, Jerry's just, he's too intelligent for his own good. He's an old hipster comic. And
He was here a couple weeks ago.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Oh, so cool. And we were talking, you know, about the stories that we told. We were talking about stories when I worked for him. You know, I worked for him for a long time in his jazz comedy club in the 80s. And the people that came in and the things that happened, you know, we told a couple of stories on stage, just messing around, me, him, and Johnny. And people were laughing their heads off. And we looked at each other and went, you know, maybe, just maybe, we ought to do this. So it's Tuesday night. Not a lot happens. 8 to 10 o'clock at the Whisky Mistress, but you know, we're still doing the biggest urban party in Atlanta on Thursday nights. It is just out of control. Mm-hmm. The promoters, Poncho, AJ, and Cecil are wonderful people. We do live funk. We do 2 DJs, you know, and 3 actually with downstairs, and then we switch gears completely on the weekends to do our house band, The Groove with Rick Seymour. And we're just entertainers. I'm just entertaining. That's what's on my schedule. Entertain Atlanta. If you're out of a hotel, if you're out of a marriage, if you just broke up or just got together, we're the people
Second
for
Lifers,
you.
baby.
Second Lifers, we're here for you.
That's right.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we love entertaining people. My wife is the best host in Atlanta. Yeah, okay. I mean, you walk into glitter and balloons and a cake and whatever it is to make you happy whenever you need it. There are a lot of places that want to, but just don't find the time to get out of their way for you. But that's what I do for a living. And let me tell you, since I've gotten better, since I feel the way I do, you know, all are welcome, and we look forward to seeing you all the time. And that's what's up.
And you got Jeff and Jeff.
I've got Jeff Lee, 30 years. I've got Frank Saccinelli, 30 years.
Unbelievable.
I got Danny Donovan, the Prince, okay, the Irish King.
Right.
He's been with me. His wife worked with me forever. He used to manage all the East Andrews stores, and he's bartending with us now. I've got Fee downstairs throwing that party. I got Deanna upstairs if you want to see something really crazy, exquisite, and she's so sweet. So we're just out there to get you. My floor, okay, Tara, Naya, and all the girls that work for us, you know, we sit down every other Saturday and talk about how to treat people.
Right.
If it's a single girl, if it's a single guy, if it's a married couple. And this is really cool. Briefly, I had a guy come in, drove up from West Palm Beach from the storm with his wife. He's French, he's African-American, very interesting couple. And my bartender was asking him what was up. He said he just drove 23 hours from West Palm Beach, and he had to get here because he was having open heart surgery in 2 days.
Oh my gosh.
So Danny says, Billy, it really would be nice if you go speak to this guy for a second, okay? So long story short, I go up to the guy, and I said, how you doing? I introduced myself. I said, look, you know, it's really not that bad. You know, you feel terrible. Okay, you can't eat anymore, you can't drink anymore, you can't smoke, and it hurts forever. And the guy's eyes got as big as saucers. And then I told him, I said, I'm just joking, pal. Look at me. I'm jumping around, running around. You know, I said, I'll do an hour and 15-minute song, singing set on the stage in about 20 minutes. And, you know, just watch me because this is what you have to look forward to. And when he left with his wife, she was in tears saying, I can't tell you how much I appreciate, you know, you spending the time with us. He was really scared. You know, it's another surgery, heart out of body, which is crazy. But anyway, long story short, that is what's up. Okay, and that's what we do. We're just here to entertain.
So what night is your program start?
Tuesday night, the 26th of this month, it will start, and it will be every Tuesday, and it will be followed by a night of song and dance with Johnny Perrazzo playing piano. It's classic. You can't miss that.
I love Johnny. He's
Yeah,
awesome.
he's
I'm trying to get
my
him to
pal.
come on here.
He's too shy.
He keeps saying, oh, I gotta check my schedule.
Oh, I know. He's always saying he's in some studio recording or something like that. I'm used to him.
He's
you know.
sleeping.
He's been mistreating me for 35 years.
I think he's sleeping because he lives the vampire hours.
He's one of those relationships I shouldn't have gone back to.
He's
I'm
awesome.
just kidding.
He's funny.
I love you, Chief Easy.
Yeah, he's awesome. But you know what's so funny? I saw you guys at the Buttermilk Cafe last week, and I was like, oh, the vampires go out in the daytime. I'm like, really? What's going on here, people?
God, it's so tough to sit in that place, man. And if you haven't been there, go try out the Buttermilk on Roswell
They were on
Road.
our Food Network.
God, it's unbelievable. The breakfast there is to die for. I love everybody else, the White House and Waffle House and IHOP and OHOP. But try the Buttermilk one time just to see what it's like. It's crazy good. I had a hard time eating there.
Yeah, it is good. It was so funny because my guy from Boston said, do you know Buttermilk Kitchen? I'm like, yeah, hello. I go there all the time.
It's crazy. It's crazy good, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great place. And you're still serving food at Whisky?
Oh, yeah, we serve food till midnight during the week until 2 a.m. on weekends.
You gotta love the 2 a.m.
We
run.
started doing our own little gourmet pizzas, which are really nice. Shrimp and lobster and white sauce, and chicken and broccoli mushroom and white sauce
There
for
you
those
go.
that are a little less red sauce.
Right.
And then, of course, my old 80-year recipe from my pop when he was a kid. We do our sauce for the pizza. But yeah, we serve real fluffy chicken tenders. We serve our biggest hit lately to nibble on is the from Tommy Smith's Produce Company is the jalapeno salty dill pickle.
Oh, you
fried
dill
in
pickle.
buttermilk batter.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and dipped in
Listen, he just tell you to
spicy
eat healthy.
mayonnaise.
That's so funny. Well, Susan likes the zucchini fries.
Well, let me tell you, that's another one. It's crazy. Zucchini fries topped in mozzarella, dipped in that same old marinara sauce. And, you know, we're a late night nightclub that serves food, folks. Don't get the idea that it's not dinner. Although you can come in and share plates anytime you like. You know, we're an eclectic menu of things, and we do just a few things, but we just try to make them all right for you. That's all.
You know what's perfect about that is because, you know, you might want a pizza, you might want a burger at 1 in the morning.
Pizza's only 10
You don't have
inches.
to
It's
go-
the only size we sell.
That's perfect, but you know what? You don't have to go anywhere.
No, you don't.
You don't have to go, to
Don't
another
have to go to the
place.
Waffle House. Don't have to get up and go. You can always stay.
Although I have to say though, and I'm not downplaying the Whiskey Mistress nighttime, late night eating, but the diner, the Landmark Diner is a zoo.
Well, I mean, if
It's
I'm
a
not
zoo.
eating in my own place, I've been known to dip in and out of there
Yeah.
many times.
Because it's actually funnier.
Yeah, you got to get your phone out. Okay, you got to film a little of this.
And it doesn't matter, the guy, it's like gets a 46 rating or something.
Tommy Costa, we love you.
Yeah, and they get that rating, and it's like, they don't care. I don't care. I got sick there like twice, and I didn't still go back. I don't even care.
Listen, they don't care either.
No, they don't. It's
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing about them. I love the Greeks. They could care less.
Yeah, no, good. It's all good. All right, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, Living Atlanta, and this one is for George Latham, Glenn Burnham, and Troy Vaughn. Thanks for liking my Just Steph page.
Oh,
Yay. Okay.
yeah, the diner's something else.
Oh, I love it there late night. And Mike, the waiter, he's like, come sit over here with my, whatever. I just love it. It's just fun.
I used to bust, Tommy's the owner. He's really good friends with Johnny Esposito Jr. and some guys in Mike Dane. I've known him forever. And he comes into Whiskey Mistress one night. We're sitting around talking. And he's with Andreas, who owns the Downwinds Cafe up East Street Cabo Airport. If you've never been there, take your date. Go sit out on that little tiny deck and watch the planes fly.
Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, and he's a sweet little old Greek guy, about 73 or 4 years old.
Nice.
But anyway, I said, Tommy, how do you get away with serving 600 items out of a can? and charging $21. Okay? I said, your fucking French fries come out of a can. Okay, and they're $14. How do you do that? I said, how in the hell?
I know.
I said, my mom was in the hospital. Got out on Thanksgiving one time about 5 years ago, and my brother and sister all freaking out. God, Kelly, what are we going to do? We don't have a trigger. We didn't know you know. I said, take it easy. Let's go to the diner.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll just sit down, laugh, talk. Let's go to the diner. And I was laughing on the way out with my mother. I said, Mom, you know, how'd you like that? And she said, like what? I said, you had turkey and dressing out of a can.
Oh my gosh.
How was that, by the way?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, but he's, you know, it's crazy, man. They don't give a crap.
No, no. And, you know, don't try to eat anything healthy in there because you'll get sick like me.
Well, you might get sick anyway, but people still go.
I'm telling you, I've gotten sick twice. Literally, like, vomiting, everything. And I'm laughing. I was actually laughing while I was throwing up because I knew this is my problem. This is my fault.
Yeah, and the late night scowl that's in there is just unbelievable, man. That place is like street. It's like 8th Avenue in Manhattan at night. You know, late night on Friday. So it's crazy.
One night I went to Johnny's Hideaway on a Saturday night, and it was like my feet didn't touch the ground. It was so crowded. I paid $25 to cut the line, and then I couldn't touch the ground, and I couldn't even get to the bar. It was like I was so close. I go, I'm going to the Landmark Diner. That's what I did. I left and I didn't care. Well, you paid $25. I don't care.
They're a little tough on the line at the Hideaway now. They really. I send groups of people up there. They turn them away. They don't need them.
They don't.
They don't need them.
I know, but you know what? The thing is I don't care if I pay $25 and I can't enjoy it, or if I leave. What am I going to do? Stand here and be miserable? I already paid $25. It's gone.
Yeah.
I'm going.
No, you got to make the best of it. You know, one way or another.
It's crazy. I like Sunday night.
Yeah.
1 minute. I love
The
Sunday
band
night.
plays. Does the band still play on Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Got a
you
great
know
band.
what? It's not so crowded.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good way to get the feel of Johnny's without being like
I agree.
squished in, and it doesn't get younger until way later.
Yeah.
So it's perfect for Sunday night.
Yeah.
So it's good, you know, once in a while.
Yeah, he's mastered that switch. You know, but around midnight it gets really young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the music is so good. 30 seconds. The music is good.
It's very good. It's always been good.
It's always good. That's the one thing. I'm afraid if they turn the lights on, it's like the Monster Mash, though.
No, they'll run.
Yeah, I'll run.
It'll be Hazmat Fridays.
Oh, Jesus. All right, you wanted to know where to go this weekend, and you've been waiting for Living Atlanta.
All right.
Don't believe it, just watch. All right, kids. So listen, drink responsibly, drive responsibly, call Lyft, call Uber, call a cab, call a friend. Leave your car at the valet, but do not drink and drive. It's just not worth it. So please, I beg you, don't even take a chance. If you're going to drink 2 drinks or more, take a cab, do something.
Got to.
Yeah, it's too risky. So, and besides, who wants to deal with parking? So they're booting everybody all over the city.
Well, he's you know, they're not joking either. You know, and a lot of it, like my friend Zach Wojon that owns Executive Parking, he manages all these lots, he leases them, he takes control, he makes flow, he does a lot of things to make it happen. But you know, there are just so many people that they don't want to pay the $5 if they do drive. $5, park your car. They're parking across the street and then they come curse you because they got booted. And there's a big sign there that says, "Don't park here, you get booted."
I know.
But it's big business.
Yeah,
They
it
just,
really is.
you know, the city's growing. They just don't want the traffic at night. You know.
Well, and
things
it's
can happen.
safe. It's much safer. Just take Uber. It's just so
Yeah.
you know what. From my house to SunTrust Park, it's a $5 Uber ride.
I'm in.
You know, it's so much nice.
I got
it's easy.
$250.
Yeah, there you go. All right. So what are you going to do this weekend? What's going on at Whisky Mistress, and what are you doing?
Well, I sing every night at 11 o'clock with my band, and we do an eclectic music list that goes from Bruno Mars to Tom Petty, Rolling Stones, Al Green, George Clinton. We do it all. And we are finding that reaching out to the people and playing what they want to hear just gets more on the dance floor.
Oh, absolutely.
Just taking care of people. I'm staying in touch with a friend of mine, and I just want to take 1 second here. His name is Alex Guma, and he originally came here. He's a tattoo artist. He owns 3 shops in Atlanta. Not that everyone has to run and get a tattoo, but this guy loaded up trucks of everything from water to diapers to hand soap and rushed to Houston. Went out on cruise looking for people. I mean, This guy's unbelievable. And right now today, I just found out that he is down in Florida, loaded up another truckload, taking goods down there to people in need, and then rescuing like 80, 100 pets.
Right, the
rescuing.
dogs, I know.
Yeah, so
That's
Alex
sad.
Goma, this weekend, I'd take my hat off to you. You are a local icon and a hero, and everybody loves you. Go,
God bless.
Alex.
Thank you.
But yeah, I think there's a lot more to do this weekend. I love Atlanta in the fall. If you find a
it's
patio,
nice.
you got some good weather,
Yeah.
that's what we're up to.
And you do have a beautiful view there.
Yes, we do. We got the best skyline view of
Okay,
Buckhead.
you know what, before we move on, the address of Whiskey Mistress and your website.
3161 Maple Drive, Buckhead, or Atlanta, Georgia 30305. www.whiskymistress.com. We do have a Facebook page. It's very active, very casual. It's like 27, 28 and over now. Mostly 35 and over, but we do get some younger kids downstairs, and we love to watch you go down there and party. But, we're just doing our thing. We,
Right.
we welcome everybody from in and out of town, birthdays, special events, and we're there to take care.
Yeah. Well, this weekend, I may go by Hal's tonight for a little bit and just see. I haven't been all summer. I haven't, because I've been away. I've been in Boston all summer, and I get my best guys coming in from Boston this weekend. So
Oh, that's cool.
we'll hopefully we'll stop by Whiskey Mistress, and we'll just make our rounds around
There you
Buckhead.
go.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
There you go.
Deb Bowman is every Tuesday at the Regent Cocktail Club, and that's from 7 to 10. Fridays she's at Bread and Butterfly from 6 to 9. DJ Vanessa Hunley is at G's in Midtown tonight, and then Sunday doing karaoke. She's at Metro Cafe Diner on Wednesdays. Johnny Perazzo, what nights is he at Whiskey
For the rest
Mistress?
of the week, he will be performing from 7 to 9. If he behaves himself, it's 9:30, just before the band starts. But yes, you can come see Johnny and really relax on a Friday. He's actually Tuesday, going to be Wednesday, early, going to be Friday and Saturday. And he's a classic. He's just a classic piano man. He's a consummate entertainer. He's one of the sweetest
He's
guys I know.
very kind-hearted man.
And he's one of the sweetest
very
guys I
kind-hearted.
know. I love him to death.
So there's music every night at Dixie Tavern, City Winery. Venkman's on Tuesday is Joe Granson's free jazz jam. So that's every
I
Tuesday.
had a friend go there last Tuesday. Actually, my general manager went there last week and said it was great.
Yeah, he's going to be on October 5th here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get him on here. So
Perfect.
and Wednesday night is trivia at Venkman's, and Smithsville Bar always has music. Tonight, Three Sheets has their it's from 5 to 9. It's Sparkling September. They match up the different rosés and bubbles with their appetizers.
Oh.
There's also tonight is casino and karaoke night benefiting Holiday Helping Hands at Meehan's in Buckhead from 6 to 9. Davio's has tonight at 6 o'clock. It is a charity cooking event with Emily Hertz, and it's 100% of sales from the free-range roasted chicken will be donated to our house. And tonight at 37 Main at 8 p.m. is Dueling Pianos. Friday at Northside Tavern at 10 p.m. is Zyda and Yacht Rock.
Nice.
Yeah.
A great show,
Yeah,
by the way,
Charlie
if you've never
Wooten.
seen. Yes.
Yeah, he's great. Yacht Rock Schooner is at Dixie Tavern at 9:30 p.m. on Saturday. There's a free cardio blast class at Body Design Personal Training, and that's at 10 a.m. And go see those guys. It's a great workout. Now, it's Music Midtown is this weekend. It's not my bag, but I get it's a big deal. I don't like the crowds, but Bruno Mars and Wiz Khalifa are going to be there this weekend.
It's
so.
worth the torture. If you
Yeah.
can get in and out. And hey, folks, don't drive down there at all.
Take Mata.
Take MARTA,
Take
take
Mata.
Uber, take Lyft.
Yeah,
Do not
just-
drive
yes,
down
no.
there. You'll miss your show.
Yeah, no kidding. But I mean, that's big.
That's huge.
Bruno Mars and Wiz Khalifa. That's going to be great. So
That's
it's going to be a
huge.
lot of fun.
Yep.
And Zyda is actually having a second show at Northside Tavern. Now Sunday from 12 to 4 is Pups and Pints at Five Seasons Brewery in Sandy Springs. That's at the Prado. You can bring your doggy. They can have a doggy photo booth. How fun is that? And it's benefiting Pitbull Rescue, if you're into that.
Aw.
So Oktoberfest is at the Optimist from 1 to 4, and they have like, you know, shrimp and octopus and all this stuff and whatever. They kind of have beers and all that stuff. Now, Huey at Huey Louie's is Kenny's kickoff crew. It's the Falcons versus Green Bay. It starts at 7:30. Kickoff is 8:30. Band X is at Johnny's Hideaway. They're great at 8:30. Now, Monday is a celebrity happy hour at Davio's. From 6 to 8, and that's with Scooby West, owner of Scooby West and Company, hair, makeup, and event planning. So that should be fun. Tuesdays at Hammocks in Sandy Springs is Lobster Night, and Wednesdays at Hammocks is Martini Night.
Ooh.
And there's lots of, you know, there's lots of stuff going on. Like, you can check it out on my Living Atlanta calendar, but also on my Living Atlanta page, there's all the events. It's just kind of all, I just share stuff and all that, so you can see.
I think it's great.
Yeah, and so that's what's going on, and I have a big shout out to my Boston birthday peeps, Lisa Manfred Siciliano, Nikki Petrozelli, happy birthday, Nikki, and Louise Pascantilli. Now, next week, in 2 weeks, I have Ricky Schultz. She is the author of Mr. Right Swipe. It's a novel, so I'm reading that right now, and so we're gonna. She's a local author. She was my kid's
Nice.
teacher. It's a very funny book, so it's a lot of fun. And then on 10/5 is Joe Granson, and in between that, I'm doing some traveling to Boston. I have a couple of events. I'm actually introducing a film at Boston's first Rare Disease Film Festival. So I'm emceeing that and opening up for that. Because, you know, I was born with Poland syndrome, so I have a rare disease.
Gotcha.
And when I go to D.C. to visit my son in October, I'm actually going to be meeting with the National Organization for Rare Disorders and get involved with them, because that's sort of
Very nice.
close to my heart.
Sure.
And so, yeah, and I'm speaking at a women's conference at the end of October in Boston.
You go, girl.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm doing an educational breakout session on breaking free for your next act, creating change for your life.
Oh,
And
very
being ready
nice.
for change. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So, again, where can they find you?
They can find me at Whisky Mistress this weekend. Band starts at 10 o'clock. Rick Seymour and the Groove. They're platinum record artists from the 70s and 80s, and they really kick it. When you get up close to see John Hooper and Paul Berry, Sloan Hayes, and Rick Seymour, you have no idea. And it's a wonderful, cozy atmosphere, private rooms. We are going to be there all weekend. We hope to see you. And one more time, Alex Guma from Planet Inc. here in Atlanta, you are our local hero. Thank you so much for all your efforts.
And Billy, so Tuesday the 26th is
Tuesday the 26th
your storytelling. You're starting with your storytelling.
It's kind of fireside. It's going to be really cool and cozy. Come see us, have a pizza, a little glass of Chianti, and sit back and get ready to tell your story, because we love to have you up on stage with us.
Yeah, that'd be fun. You know
Sure.
me, I love them. I never met a Mike I didn't like. So, yeah. So, okay, so check me out on Facebook. I have my Just Steph page, and Living Atlanta for all you need to know
That's great.
where to go. I'm on Twitter at Steph Palermo. I have my YouTube channel. I'm on Instagram, Just F1. I'm on, Pinterest. I'm on Snapchat, too. I've been Snapchatting with my nieces. You know, I'm trying to keep it young.
It's kinda
And, like, I
fun.
get addicted to it. And, like, I do these little crazy videos with my face in it. And my kids are like, oh, my gosh, Mom's addicted to Snapchat. So it's all good. So will you come back? And
Oh, absolutely.
Let's talk.
I love to be here, and
I
thank
love
you so
here.
much.
And I'm happy you're here. Thank
Atlanta
God.
needs you too. Okay, and I
thank
am
you.
happy to be here. We'll see you
Yay.
next time.
God bless America. All right. No, I love you all, everybody. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. My God, I forgot to plug in my devices. That's why I forgot. This is what happens when you're sweating at 50. All right, kids. See you this weekend. Come say hi. Love you. Go say hi to Billy. Ciao.